Day in my life as an athletic director. Today was day 2 of our VIAAA conference, as well as starting our new ADs workshop. As you can see here, one of my mentors and I were walking in together as we try and get ready for the day. Unfortunately, we weren't teaching the same class together. However, we made our way to our classrooms to get set up for our classes. I was really excited to be able to teach this class, as I just took this back in the spring, which is the QPA program through the NIAAA. It really is a good class, as it really summarizes what you've done in your school to be one of these schools that gets a nationally recognized certification. Obviously, you have to get approved, but it does go through some of the things, and you'll hear me talk about this here in a minute. One of the things I did do is make sure that I had my things together that we've done in the first year that I've been at this school, just trying to get things together for documentation that you have to provide at what you're doing both academically and athletically. As you can see, we got started here pretty quickly at 9 a.m. I was able to stop and grab something to drink, as I needed some caffeine to get my day going, as I knew that this is going to be a very long day of teaching and learning. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to stand up just due to the fact that the classroom was set up a little bit differently than when we were expecting. However, I was able to run the slideshow, and for us to be able to still go over the things that we needed to in each chapter. In this class in particular, we actually talk about a lot of different things, from the 14 legal duties as an athletic administrator. We talk about our culture and philosophy, as we have that written out. It also talks about strategic planning, as well as programs and policies and things of that nature that we have set forth. It was a very small class, as you can see. I was co-teaching with the guy right there on the right in the cage jacket, and then the other two were students of ours in the class. As you can see here, we made our way through chapter 6, which is in regards to budget and fundraising. It is very different for us in independent schools or private schools compared to public schools that are usually state funding. So it's really good to be able to talk about those things and see what the differences were, and that the focuses that they might have to have in regards to creating more funding for the things that they're trying to fundraise for capital improvements. One big thing that I did take away from this class, and I usually try and learn something from somebody different every class that I either teach or take, is they do have booster clubs. The two schools that were attending my class, and it was really good to hear some of their ideas, as I had not thought about that in my own perspective. As you can see here, we ran right into the new ADs workshop, as it builds into one from another. For me, I was actually excited about this, as this is another year that I get to teach and pay it forward in what I've learned over time. We actually did have our state executive director that did come and talk to him. We did take a break at 3:30. I was able to grab some lunch late, as well as be able to knock out some emails that I had not been able to do over the last couple of days. A lot of what I cover in the new ADs workshop is what falls under their job umbrella, because we do have day schools and also boarding schools. So their duties and responsibilities are very different. And then from there, we actually wrapped up our day a little bit before 8 o'clock. For me, we were able to have dinner together as well, so I got to talk to them a little bit more about what they do and what they're expecting to be doing in their schools. I actually ended up leaving around 8:30 after we had dinner. From there, we went right into day 3, which is going to be a long day. As you see here, I was able to get up at 7:30 because we were teaching at right around 8:30 or 8:45. I also had some other things that I needed to get back to school for in regards to a football preview that's going to air this summer for our team, and then also a coaches meeting with our new and second year coaches, as I was not able to have that last year. As I was able to get out early and get packed up and get on the road, it got me thinking about some of the things that I knew I needed to do and knock out in regards to emails. My office is being rearranged just in a different setup, which you guys will see here in the next couple of days. And then also trying to prepare for the topics that I was covering this morning with the new ADs. One of the biggest things that I did want to make sure of is, every year that I teach this, is I want to make sure that they have all the resources that they can to be able to start on the right foot. It is very different nowadays post-COVID compared to pre-COVID. It also is something that we don't take lightly as athletic administrators, as we are in a different boat than a lot of different educators. There are a lot of educators that don't really know what an athletic administrator does during the day. However, other than scheduling games, however, the other part of that is they see the games in the evening, but not the back end of it. You heard me mention on the first day about the facilities at the school that was hosting both the Summer Institute as well as the New Indies Workshop. They have some amazing indoor and outdoor facilities. I already gave you a tour of the gym, but I also wanted to show you some of their plaques, trophies, things of that nature that they've won in activities as well at their school. This is, I believe, either a 2 or a 3A school, and they do very well. They've won multiple state championships or region championships as well in different activities and sports. And as you can see here, some of the setup that they have some great banners with some infographics included in that as well. After getting to my classroom, I'd had time to scarf down a breakfast sandwich that I was able to pick up, as I did wake up a little bit later than I expected, but early enough to be able to get there to look over my slides for the day. In today's session, I really wanted to go over what I included in my coaches meeting that's going to be coming up in a few weeks that you guys will see, as many of them are going to be having their first coaches meeting as a new athletic administrator in the coming weeks. It really led to some great conversations and discussions in regards to the different things that they would like to implement and the things that we're trying to implement in year 2 at our school. Additionally, it also gave them some food for thought in what they might want to do for year 1 compared to year 2, and also looking at the design feature and how I had it rotating through the PowerPoint slides. You heard me mention earlier that private schools are very different. We have boarding and we also have day schools in the state of Virginia for private schools. And I think one of the big things that they started to take away is I've been in both. I've been in a day school and I've also been in a boarding school. And we really talk about the differences and the similarities. And we also take a look at the more in-depth things of where are your other duties assigned. Do you ever see transportation? Do you ever see auxiliary programming? Do you ever see other areas, whether you're teaching a class or 2 or physical education? How does that all play a part in your job duties on a daily basis? After teaching from 8:30 to 10, I did stick around to do a couple of things and just have some follow-up conversations that I needed to have, and then finally hit the road at around 11 a.m. I was cutting quick as I knew it was not going to be a quick trip back home, as traffic on the interstate was going to be very busy. It did work out for me very well. Traffic was not bad between the 2 interstates that I crossed over on, and I was able to get home to be able to at least unload a few things and get ready for the rest of the afternoon and evening activity. As you can see, I got home around 3 o'clock. I was able to at least drop off my luggage, as well as do a quick load of laundry to get that going, just so that when my wife and daughter got back from going to my in-laws, that they would be able to not have a lot of things to do. I was able to eat a very quick lunch and change, as it's been in the 90s and it's been the hottest week in Virginia this week. Also be able to check my emails before heading out back on the road to go to this football preview. It was good to be able to get home and just do a couple of things and sit down, as I've not really been able to sit down and relax and do a lot of that just because of teaching the last 2.5 days. But it was a very rewarding experience, and I thoroughly do enjoy the opportunity to mentor others. As you can see here, I was able to get on the road by 3:30, as our football preview was scheduled for around 4:15, I believe. Not a far drive to the TV station, and I was actually glad to be able to get on a road with less traffic to be able to get there and get this in. For being in the city that we are, we actually get very good coverage as a private school, and I've been very pleased with that so far, as our kids have done a great job in representing our school and thoroughly deserve to get the opportunities to represent in the public side. As they got going with the interviews, I love watching these because these kids that do it have actually done a great job of growing and developing and being able to speak in public and be able to put their thoughts together and clearly in regards to what we're looking to do for our football season this coming year. As they were wrapping up the interviews, it was really good to be able to see some of the reporters and also talk to them about the things that we have coming up in other sports that they're going to cover for us that you'll see this coming academic year. After we wrapped up that, I hustled over to get over to school because we did have a coaches meeting at 5:30. And then from there, I got home a little after 8 to be able to knock out some emails and also set up my new work computer. It was good to be able to finally sit down and get some things done, and that is a day in the life of an athletic director.